We got to make garden bed frames. I'm just making out of just old metal I got given. So I got to measure the length I want. There will be a little bit left over. I'm going to make raised potato bed type of things. But my partner said she's got a couple of projects for me to do today. This is one of the main ones. And I guess if I get it done, I'll get a gold star on my sticker chart, I guess. Okay, just been a pain. It's jammed. So I got to get this done. I want to cut them, see if I get 3 lots out of this. And this will be for the fruit trees, and whatever's left over, the end of this will be for potato, raised bed potato thingamajiggies, whatever you want to call them. I've now lost the line. I don't know where the line is. It's going to suck because I was hoping that this will be long enough, because I was hoping to be over 6 meters long, but it's only not even close to 5 meters long. So yeah, I'll only be able to get 3 out of this side, and this side I'll probably just leave a hole and I'll wrap it up and make it a potato bed, tall potato bed, so we can grow potatoes somewhere. So I should be 30 spaced out from each other centimeters, and that will give me a good height. Now, over time, I will probably make my garden beds, well, they're for fruit trees, so my fruit tree beds type of thing, longer or wider. It's just for the time being, I just need them something to protect them, something to hold that that compost and that leaf matter in one spot, plus chickens won't get in there and just dig massive holes in the ground. And as I can put wire around it, yes, I should build a big, massive, fruit orchard area with fencing and do all that, and it'll make more sense, but this was free. This cost me nothing. I got this for free. I have tons of them. Well, I got 2 more of these that I can cut up. I'm not going out and buying a whole roll of wire and star pickets and that. It's just, I got old wire laying around. I got these laying around. I might as well just use something for free instead of just keep throwing money down the endless pit. This is so exciting, isn't it? It's like the best video I've ever made. So I had to put my safety goggles on because I hate getting stuff in my eyes, especially metal, and I hate getting it dug out of my eyes. We're just gonna square this edge off because it's got this lip, and I need to square it off so I can get the other lines on. So yeah, I gotta use the grinder, so yay. I feel like Darth Vader a little bit wearing this thing. Just making sure this battery, listen to my has a bit of charge on it. Yep, stepping on everything what's just laying around at my backside. But yeah. I'm finished this nightmare. I'm hopefully finished it. I just hate working with metal because of the sharp edges, because now I have to go back through with a file and file everything down. But I'm just going to drill these last lots in, hopefully. I'm going to be butchering it really bad. Oh, yep. Oh, yep. It's testing my patience today to see how far it can push me before I rage quit. And yes, I don't have a drill bit big enough to fit the pop rivets. That's what happens when drill bits snap. And I'm out of cutting discs, and I'm out of this, and I'm out of that, so a massive shopping list before I go to town. I'm absolutely butchering what I'm doing right now. But this is not going to be a forever thing. It's just so that it would help the plant, because the problem I notice is when you water your fruit trees, you got them in a mound. If you don't have really well, like some type of mulch on the ground, it's just going to, drain or flow off the mound. So this was helps them out. I'm going to cut my hand, eh? This is going to help to keep the water in here instead of running off the top. And over time I can extend it. We're going to throw this over where I want them, but I'm only going to put one down for now, because I have an apricot, but we got it as a bare rooted. I can technically put it in the ground. What do you want to put it in the ground? Okay, we're going to put it in the ground. And so I'll take two over now. We're going to have one as a pomegranate, so I already got a pomegranate in the ground. I have a different variety of pomegranate, and I have an apricot we'll put down because I kind of want all the stone fruit to be near each other. And pomegranate's not stone fruit, but yeah. 100%. Why is it red? Oh, because it's recording. Don't worry about it. So we had a bit of technical difficulties. I was wondering what the red light on my mic was. Clearly I'm losing my mind. I think the older I'm getting, the stupider I'm becoming. But anyway, I gotta dig around, sink it down a little bit because I don't want it to be floating. We have right in front of the camera lady, we have mulch that we have collected by cleaning up our fire breaks. But yeah, I don't really have to dig it to bury it, but just to stop it flopping around and the chickens laying on their side of their stomach and digging underneath it. It's just better to do it this way. Because we got genetically altered animals called lomans, and they are the most irritating animals you could ever own in the history of any chickens, because they will literally do anything to get into anything and destroy everything that you own. We had strawberry patches what were doing beautifully with the biggest strawberries you can ever have, and the little monsters got in there and absolutely annihilated all our strawberries. Guess what? They were not allowed out for a long time after that, free ranging, because they're just the biggest pain in the bottom of a chicken you can ever own. We are putting our Bunnings special pomegranate in the ground. Our pomegranate is a, oh God, I can't even remember the name of it. Clearly, it is a California wonderful pomegranate. It supposedly has bigger fruit and produces more produce than your average, just, you know, Bunnings special pomegranate. And saying that, the other one, the California Wonderful, was a lot more expensive. This was like 15 bucks. It's not in compost, it's in just a native soil, what is very bad, but poor thing's probably, oh, bye-byes. It is, it's not badly root bound, and it's got new roots forming on it, but we'll loosen all the soil up, plop it down. I'm going to put the native soil around it, because end of the day, it's not going to affect it. Probably bring it up a bit higher, because you don't want it in the soil, in the main ground. It's very sandy soil, and what we'll do is I'll just level all this out a little bit, and I'll get a bit of compost, what's not really done yet, and I'll plop it around here. And this will do is over time will break down and go in to the main soil, and over time will change the main structure of the soil, and as putting leaf matter will fix it as well. Okay, we're just going to spread a little bit of this compost. It's like I said, it's not really broken down correctly. It is finished, but it didn't do a great job this time with the compost. So, but it's good enough just to put around the top of the fruit tree. It just will help, you know, with the breaking down, the blah blah blah, and ins and outs of everything. At least it smells nice. It doesn't smell horrible. And the poor tree has probably started to cover it a bit higher. And cop that in the mouth. Take that, mouth. as Reeve will say. Putting the leaf matter over top of it, that will break down and create like leaf compost type of thing over time, and that will just break down and break down and break down. You can put, like, I'll be putting worm castings and worms in here, and that will go into the ground, and they should travel from garden bed to garden bed underneath the ground, because they'll start creating a little biology type of thing. But yeah, but yeah, we're going to end the video here. I do have to put the apricot in and do all that. But if you do like the content and you do want to see more, let us know by like leaving a like or even leaving a comment down below. Otherwise, I'll try something different. But I hope you did enjoy the content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.